Welcome to episode 1 of Lessons in London. I am going to be recapping my September 2024, which was my first month in London. I'm pretty sure I landed August 30th or 31st, I think. And so I really did have September as my first month in London, which is great because school didn't start till 20 something. So I really had time to settle in. But I don't know if I can say settle in because honestly, like it did not feel real. I think maybe part of it, which I'll talk about in another video, was just the process of actually getting to London was very rushed, very quick. And so when I landed there, I was like, before I got there, I was like, I'm just gonna feel real when I get there, you know. And I got there and I was like, no, it doesn't feel real. And I remember I think it was my first week, I was journaling in this like cute cafe that ended up becoming my journaling cafe. And I was, just trying to get my mind together and everything. And I remembered how a friend from the day before had replied to one of my stories being like, it's so surreal that you're in London. And I was like, girl, I am the one in London. And it's still so surreal to me. Like, I thought, honestly, like, being physically there to start my master's and doing all the, like, logistical stuff, like getting my ID and, like, signing up for courses and all this stuff will make it feel real. But it did not feel real. Maybe because a part of it, I was ready to go home. I'm not gonna lie. Like from the second I landed, I was like, yeah, this was a step of faith. I have accomplished the faith. So now, Lord, you can take me back. You can literally take me back home. And maybe part of this was also because I went in and I saw my room or my accommodation. And if you know me, you know that like one thing I'm bougie about is about accommodation. And so I went there and I was just like, no, this is not my room. No, I literally went back to the people who told me this is my room. I said, cannot be my room. And they're like, yeah, it's your room. I was like, Guys, the room was literally like this big, like from one end of my hand to the other. I'm not exaggerating. And this included my bed, my closet, my desk, chair, a sink. Which, I mean, to be fair, I was glad to have the sink. I was especially glad to have the sink because I did not have my own bathroom. I don't know. I thought, like, being a student residence advisor, I was going to be like the mom of the accommodation or something. And, like, I get a nice ensuite situation with a nice bathroom and a big room. No, not at all. The bathroom was shared with, like, I think there was, like, 30 of us on the floor, and there's 3 bathrooms, 3 showers. Let me not call them bathrooms, 3 showers. And I know some people had like ensuite on the floor, but basically it was 10-1. It was not cute. It was not cute at all. And that same 10-1 ratio was the same ratio for the kitchens because we had 3 kitchens on the floor, so like 10 people in each kitchen. I kid you not, the fridges they gave for 10 people in an accommodation that doesn't provide food was a mini fridge. Two mini fridges for 10 people to share. So all in all, I was not having a great time. And I was like, Lord, I am ready to go back home. Like, take me back now. And honestly, the predominant feeling was just disappointment. I really did feel very disappointed. I think I had this perception that if God lead you somewhere or takes you somewhere, it's going to be like, oh, fine, dandy, rainbow sunshine. You're going to be like, oh, thank you, God. And I was thankful, honestly. Like, but in the moment, I wasn't that thankful. I do feel like the thankfulness or like the gratitude came a lot later in the month. And I think maybe part of it was I started to like have these moments of gratitude. Particularly was when I had met this stranger. I call her my angel. I didn't even know her name. She never wrote her name, which is actually ironic. And did I ask her? I don't know. But I met this angel in my accommodation, maybe my first or second week there. Before I bought anything, or before I bought a lot of things, I think the first weekend I bought stuff from Atlas, like pillow and like bed sheets and stuff. But I was still eating out. Nando's was my homie that first 2 weeks. And then I met her in the kitchen while I was eating my Nando's, actually, ironically enough. And we had this like little chit chat. She's from this European country that I also don't remember. And she was spending the summer in London. She was working, I think she had like a work offsite thing. And so she told me she was going to leave her plates and stuff for me, which I was very excited about because I was also like, I'm a student, I can't be spending too much money and all this stuff, right? And so this was maybe like on a Tuesday, and then Saturday, literally the night before that, I was like, oh my gosh, there's still so much I need to buy. And for some reason, I was quite stressed about umbrella and hangers. I was like, I need hangers, but I don't want to spend too much on hangers because I'm not going to use these hangers, but I also need them to be sturdy enough. And I was like, God, what hanger should I buy? Where should I go? Should I sign up for an Amazon account? I was stressing maybe a little bit too much over hangers and an umbrella. Umbrella I definitely needed because I learned like rule one, living in London, never leave home without an umbrella. Forget the weather app, like whatever, just ignore that. You just always need your umbrella. And so I was there like, I need hangers and I need an umbrella, like what do I do? And then the Saturday morning, I walk into the kitchen and she had left me the plates that she'd promised, but she also left me like towels and hangers and an umbrella. And I was like, okay, fine. Like God is actually like listening and watching, and he's paying attention to everything that concerns me, even though all I'm going to him with is complaints. I think I was really reminded about one of the verses that I had there, that he would never leave me, that I was holding on to then, that he would never leave me or forsake me. And so I think after that, even though initially when I looked back, I was like, I'm going to name this disappointed but blessed. I think I realized that like there's lots of actually good moments. Like I discovered Wilty King. I went there 3 times. You hear a lot more about Wilty King. I met like new friends. I met up with old friends. I didn't get into the courses I wanted, but I got into the anthropology of fashion, which you hear more about later. And I just felt that like, honestly, things started looking up. And even though the circumstances didn't change, and I know they didn't change, my heart changed because there was a time, I think maybe 3 weeks into me being there, there's no hot water. And I was like, bruh. But you know what? Thank God there is water. Like at this point, I'm just grateful to have water. And then I was there showering because we had to go to like another building. It was a whole thing. I had to go to another building. It was like super tiny, and I'm there and the water wasn't draining. And I was like, you know what? Even better. It means I'm not gonna spend too long in here. Like, what a great day. What an amazing day. Like I was just so happy to be alive at that point. I feel like my threshold for joy had like really reduced. And so honestly, like I look back on the whole experience, and particularly that first month, and I was like, yes, I was disappointed, but I think if I was to name it anything, which is what I'm going to title this, it really was just how blessings come in wonky packaging. And so even though the first month wasn't exactly what I imagined, or to be fair, not at all like what I'd imagined, it was maybe exactly what I needed. And for that, I really, really am grateful. So yeah, that was my first month. I'm going to release the next month soon. So watch out for that. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.